In Switzerland, where
In
he
Switzerland he
allowed to.
was.
In Switzerland he was. What ideology was this an example of?
The opposite of populism.
Which is?
Um,
5.
Libertarianism?
It is actually libertarian. Give them +6 on that one. Libertarianism, absolutely. On these articles, when you're dealing with ideology, kind of link the article with the ideology. We're going to get to liberal and conservative a little bit later, I think, but make sure that you've got an idea of how these things tie in. You guys gave me the last correct answer. Michael, your group did. Pick me a category.
I guess miscellaneous for 2.
Miscellaneous for 2. Another list all you can. Where you gain your political beliefs. You've got it next, but you've got it now.
Okay. I'll put 1, the house, home.
The home. What do you mean the home?
Parents.
The parents. Okay, talk to me about it. What does that mean, parents?
You know what they believe. I guess they put their beliefs on what.
They implant their views into
Yeah.
you.
Your parents implant their views.
No,
Well,
like
you make it
you-
sound so.
you either agree with them or rebel against them, whether
Yeah.
your political views or you go against what they.
What's significant about getting your beliefs from your parents?
You're around them growing up.
That's
and
true,
you're-
but
It
there's.
influences your vote.
That's true, but
You
what's.
share their value. You get your values.
That's
from
true, but there's something even more significant. Of all of the categories, what's different about the parents one? 5.
They're your parents.
They
4.
support you. You depend on them.
3,
I don't know.
2, 1. Give them +2. Go ahead. You got it next.
You can get your political beliefs from pop culture, like the media.
Okay, you can get it from media. Can you give me an example of media?
Yeah, like music.
Music.
Or-
Or
Music or newspapers that you read.
Or something from
movies
class.
That you see. What I was getting at was First Amendment issues with like Nazi music.
Nazi music. Or something else really obvious.
Or Popeye the Sailor Man.
Popeye the Sailor. You can get it from cartoons. You can get it from music. You can get it from movies. You can get it from the newspapers. That pop culture out there, popular culture, or for that matter, just the media in general, that's another one. Give them +4 on that one. So we got parents, we got media. What else? Friends. School are both really good examples. Okay, this is a question I'm going to ask it a little bit better. We've got 4 of these things on the table now. Which one is the most important typically?
Family.
Family is the one that's different than all the other ones because it's typically the most powerful. Whether you rebel, as you said, or whether you embrace what it is that they say. After family, you start getting into school. School, and what do you get in school?
Your teacher's influence.
Things like Pledge of Allegiance. Things like you start getting the idea of offices, and as you get older, start getting people that are in various political offices, respect for authority, things like this. Friends, people in the workplace, people in the neighborhood, this kind of a thing. The media ultimately is another one. Give them +6 on this. Any other ones you can think of?
Peers.
Peers and friends, kind of the same thing. Eh?
Of church, I would say.
Community.
Your government.
From your government. Are we just like pulling these out now? What are we doing here? Is this
We're pulling these from the
Media.
pulling these from the notes? Okay, what do you mean by government?
Governmental rules can sometimes can influence what you think and how you.
There's a country that's listed on those notes, right?
Rwanda.
What's the significance of Rwanda? 5,
But
4.
Where the woman was
What
sent
happened with Rwanda was
the genocide in Rwanda,
and all
There's a
the
genocide in Rwanda, yes.
and
male members.
they used this genocide to spread their
4,
If you kill off the people who think differently than you are.
3. What were you starting to say?
I was
2.
going to start to say like women started getting more involved in the politics.
Rwanda is the country that has a higher percentage of women elected into office than any other, and it's unfortunate that it came because so many men were killed off in the genocide. But this is a really good example of government socialization. Give them +4 more. Anything else you want to say? 5, 4, 3, 2.
the media also is another part of.
I think y'all said that one already. Go.
It was the article with the Japanese school giving the textbooks, leaving out facts from past things they did wrong.
That's true. +2. What in Japan? What was this in reference to? Because that is a really good one.
The atrocities committed in China.
Right.
It was atrocities committed in China.
During the war. No.
Was it World War II?
Yeah.
Was it World War II? I don't like the sound of that answer.
World War
It was World War I. -2. I saw your hand. Go. I'm just pulling this out, okay?
They revised the textbooks.
Yeah, they
They
revised.
revised textbooks. What was the part that was revised? What did they leave out?
About
Four.
how bad they were. How
What's that?
bad
Be
they were.
specific.
Like the
Three.
Nanking,
The army.
the atrocities in World War II.
What's
The
that?
atrocities in World War II.
I need more specifics.
Rape
One.
Nanking.
The rape.
Go ahead. What do we have?
That's like the.
What about Okinawa? It is Okinawa.
Well, they didn't really, Japan didn't, and still sometimes doesn't really consider Okinawa a part of Japan. And they told them that when the Americans came and invaded, they gave them 2 grenades.
They did. They gave him 2 grenades plus 4. Tell me more.
Throw one and kill as many American soldiers as you can,
Okay.
and use the other one to kill yourself.
And use the other one to kill yourselves because otherwise you're going to be subject to American atrocities. And the native Okinawan, some of whom are still alive from back then, are saying this is not, that these are being left out of the textbooks. This is the way it was back then. This is not an accurate portrayal, socialization, anything about it at all. Anything else your group wants to add? Give them plus 2 more.
It makes the younger generation question both their government and their
Elders.
elders.
And their elders. Plus 2 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead.
They also soft or downplayed the brutal massacres in Nanjing in China.
Okay.
The quote I thought was most interesting is that the reason they did that was to make Japan wage war once again. They need to establish the illusion that the military protects civilians.
Okay, we'll go plus 2 on that one. Go ahead, Michael, quick. Last one.
Well, in Kenya, when the women held sex away
Withheld
from the males.
Okay, this is going to be broadcast on YouTube. Go ahead.
Yeah.
What do you mean the women withheld sex from males? Well, what was this in reference to?
I think
the fighting, the fighting that was going on.
What fighting?
There's a rebellion.
In reference to what?
Reference to the election that just went
Yeah,
on.
there was. Kenya is
Yeah.
considered one of the more stable African democracies. And they had a very, very tight election inside of the last year. And what ultimately ended up happening was that there was a lot of violence and bloodshed in the aftermath of this. And as you said, women decided as part of a protest they were going to withhold sex so that the violence would stop. Give them plus 4 on that. You gave me the last correct answer. Pick me a category.